Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. After a delicious breakfast of eggs and toast, we are gonna get right back into work, and it's storming pretty good out there today, so I'm not super keen on doing stuff outdoors, but good for me. There's lots of stuff to do indoors. So I want to thank everyone who's hit up my Amazon wish list and helped me out with things like this bilge pump, which I'll be installing today. This got an auto bilge pump with 3 leads. The black one obviously is just the negative 12 volt lead. Then there's 2 brown leads. Now, as far as I understand it, it's brown and black for anything that goes down in the bilge, and it's like yellow and black or yellow and white for everything above. I'm going red and black for most stuff. The same quality stuff, it just doesn't have the brand. So it's stranded and tinned wiring that's properly insulated with silicone. Black is the negative, and these 2 brown ones. One brown one is the always on, and the other brown one is the censored on. So that means I can connect this one to a always active lead, and then as soon as the sensor triggers, it'll turn the pump on, and then I'll connect this one to the switch lead, and that will send power whenever I flick the switch, so I can manually turn it on whenever I want. This will be really handy because as I'm planning on leaving, I want to make sure my bilges stay nice and dry just in case, and it lets me sleep easy. So with these things installed, any water that lands in the bilge will be pumped out. And seeing as this is an old boat and the decks haven't been completely rebuilt yet, there's a lot of little tiny leaks up above, and with all the rainstorms I've been finding them. It's great. Can't wait for things to warm up so I can fix all of that. But yeah, let's get this bad boy installed. Another note just before we get started, the reason I'm getting this done today is while I was pumping out Mike's boat yesterday, I noticed he had this black tube, and I was like, where is that from? That looks so cheap and flexible and handy and perfect for the application, because the plumbing piping I had found to set it up before was like, oh my god, it would have cost me over almost $200 just to set in the 2 pipes I needed, one for each hull. So I found this instead, and this is piping for washing machines. So I went over to the Gyro and I picked up a few off the washing machines there, and yeah, just scrap. I think I paid $2 for all of this piping that I'm gonna wire all my stuff in. So $2 or $200, you pick and choose. We'll see how well this one works, but I'm pretty confident that after seeing it work on Mike's boat so well, this is the stuff for the job. Well, I wired in a switch and ran the wires. I was tucking them in nice town and put them down there, but my bilge pump doesn't work. And so I guess that's gonna have to send that one back. But that's unfortunate. This piping works really well though. It fits just right on everything, so I think I'm going to run this kind of piping on the other bilge pump as well. Really happy there. Fussing around for a while, I thought I'd done my wiring wrong, but it just turns out that it's short-circuited. I tried a couple other electronics on the same circuit and it's working just fine. And I got the wires in the right order, I checked the schematics and everything. It's all wired correctly. I even had it set up so that as soon as I flicked over the sensor, it would actually activate the light on the switch. So I do know that that sensor is working. It's just the motor. It's got a short in it. Bummer. It's supposed to be waterproof. Good morning, or good afternoon I should say. I spent the morning chopping up some wood and delivering some of that scrap wood that I had lying around the boat to Mike's little shack and over here to Vern's place. Now I'm here helping Vern with a couple things this morning, and then moving on to the inboard. We're going to pull the engine out of it and see what kind of condition everything else is down here. But yeah, I'm pretty confident, but we'll see. Alright, so we got the engine loose. The leg is really light aluminum. This is a 2-stroke, 25 horsepower Johnson, if anyone's paying attention. I think it's from like, what, 1975 or something, give or take. The engine's in terrible condition, but the rest of it's in good condition, and that just works for us because we don't need the engine at all. Although we do need to take it apart to get this bracket out of here. We're just trying to get this last little coupling out, and then we can mate that to the shaft as it goes down, and then we can weld this little coupling to our 10 kilowatt DC motor, because I think that's the route I'm going to go. I just found some 10 kilowatt DC motors from China direct. A little bit of Vern's help there. He said, well, you're looking at that motor, why don't you just order it straight from China? I don't think I can.
Everything comes from China now.
Everything comes from China. So then we just, you know, looked it up, and sure enough, you can order them directly from China. So that's what I'm doing. It's going to take a little bit longer to get here, but we got time. And what do you say? 1 more month we'll be in Hawaii? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be, no problem.
Should be good. Looking forward to it. But
Should
yeah.
take us, what, day and a half to get to Hawaii from here, get it up in a lot of sun, and we'll be flying.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand why I'm going this route. There's a lot of other systems out there, but the truth of the matter is they're all quite expensive, and I am on a budget. And these motors are free. My DC motors I'm putting into probably cost me about $2,500 worth in all the components I need to buy, and then I'll probably spend another $300, $400, $500 machining and getting little butts and bops. So all in about a $3,000 throttling system, and that's not bad at all, especially considering I can pick these up with my bare hands, carry them around. I can drop one of these onto my dinghies if I wanted to, and get a little 15 horsepower. You know, you can go water skiing there, Vern. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. And in an emergency, if there was something, you can stick a regular outboard on there. Maybe,
yeah.
maybe.
If we build this whole system for regular outboard, we can put a gas-powered outboard if we really need to on board at any given situation. So, a lot of fun.
You're gonna have to put 2 gaskets on it to put it back together.
2 gaskets.
Mm-hmm.
10 gaskets. This engine's gonna be nothing but gaskets. There's nothing there for me to hit anymore because I'm just smacking against the
Yeah.
against the bottom of the piston. I'll find like one.
Oh, it's the duct tape.
Ah, the duct tape.
We'll have to run the motor sideways so oil doesn't leak out. Oh, somebody's here to play ball. There. Let's get a long range one. Show everybody your long range run. Here we go. Super dog. It's gonna be warm.
Heavy duty shit, but see, that's not that, like, we don't have to widen that a little bit because the hole's already centered.
Yeah.
So we'd have to clean up that end and then widen it a little bit and then drill in.
Well, but here might be better. I don't know. Well, it's not too big. I was gonna say is take a drill a hole through and put a hardened pin through it.
That's what I was gonna do, yeah.
Will it be strong enough to handle the power? It's in just in water. It should be.
Yeah. And this afternoon I've been working on my wood stove. This wood stove is not permanent. It weighs a freaking ton, but I got it on the island for free, so I just wanted to use it to heat up this main cabin while I'm working up here, and it produces a lot of heat and it keeps it nice and warm up here. It's not a good solution long term because it adds a lot of weight. The chimney setup I put up is really sketchy. And it's just too big for the boat. I will eventually get a Cubic Mini, I think, or a Grizzly, or a Cub, I'm not sure. Probably the Grizzly. just to keep the boat a little bit warmer, but hopefully by next winter I'll head a little bit further south so I don't have to deal with as much cold. And we'll see if I even need a stove at all, but I will set something up. It's not the perfect solution, but for right now it's just fine. The stove is free here on the island, and yeah, it's just something to burn off all the extra wood and cardboard I have lying around, and that way I can keep the cabin up here warm, get rid of some garbage that I would otherwise have to recycle or compost, and yeah, nice and toasty up here. I don't know. Helps to work when you're not freezing and wet. Big thanks for watching, guys. And also a really big thank you to my patrons. If it wasn't for you guys, I'd be back at work and not doing this right now, so thank you so much. If you want to check out my Patreon, links in the description. There's also a shop for some merchandise, like toques and shirts and a little mug that says I love Champ. If you're looking to help the project out in any other way, you can subscribe, like, and share these videos. Thank you so much. Bye.